It's Chip Candy Bar. We are here to stay. But won't you stick around so we can brighten up your day? Chip Candy Bar Show, what up, ho? Chip Candy Bar Show, oh no. Chip Candy Bar Show, what up, ho? Chip Candy Bar Show, oh no. Chip Candy Bar Show, what up, ho? Chip Candy Bar Show, oh no. What up, you peanut butter and cunt sandwiches? It's your boy Boogashigi.
And I'm Ashley M.
And welcome to the Chip Candy Bar Show. The show where we gonna make your pussy wet.
Or dry. Speaking of pussy, what do you think a peanut butter and cunt sandwich tastes like?
Probably very disgusting, and not because of the cunt, because of the peanut butter.
Don't you start your
Absolutely.
disrespectful Babbage.
Babbage, is that what you called
Yeah,
me?
I
All
did.
all
Your
right.
Babbage.
Well, welcome to the show. We
Mm.
appreciate all the likes and the support and the shit and the shits. So much love and appreciation. And we always got another action-packed show filled with nutrients and grains and riboflavin. So you know.
Yes, and today's show is actually keto friendly. There's not that many carbs. Indulge and it won't go straight to your ass. I won't. TJ might though, because
Well,
he eats ass. So,
I
but I
do.
don't go straight to your ass. So
Which brings us to our sponsor. This video is sponsored by these big black balls, and
he's talking about mine.
yes, I am. Hers are. She sits on hers at home.
I do.
A pig.
I sit on mine and wonder why my life is shit. But
She
I have my
gets
big
in.
black ball, so
Yes, and she's in deep thought while sitting on her balls. She puts her fist on her chin and thinks.
mhm. I stroke my chin hair too, and wonder.
That's actually not chin hair. It's just ball hair that's long enough to reach her chin. That is gross. Let's just move to
He's not
the
wrong.
All right. Well, topic number one is Mount Rushmore. Now we have done a Mount Rushmore of TV shows, if I could be more specific. Now we've done Mount Rushmore of old cartoons,
Yeah,
but this one is just TV shows straight up.
and ours
So
are gonna be completely opposite ends of the spectrum.
I almost, I kind of disagree, but we'll see. We'll see.
I
So, who want to go first? I'll let
mean, I will.
you. Okay.
Okay. On my Mount Rushmore TV shows, number 4, The Golden Girls.
I have no objections.
Have you ever watched it?
Yeah, back when we didn't have cable, back when we were home. Well, we weren't homeless, but we were very poor, and we only had like a little antenna, and it only picked up like 12 or 13 channels. And I think
TBS, probably one of them
it
if you
was
watched
CBS or CN. Is it CNN or something? Not CNN, but
CBS.
no, it was like all the judge shows used to come on it. But and Reba and
Oh,
I can't,
WGN?
no, I don't think it was that. No, I think it was like hold on. Anyway, but I did watch it on there.
CBN?
The CW, that's what it was. CW.
Oh, well, I used to catch reruns of the Golden Girls on TBS every morning before school and then every day after school. And then I branched out into, like Amazon and all that shit later on down the road. And
Hmm.
those bitches are just funny. They're everything I hope to be in another
Hmm.
40 years.
It's
But
definitely
I
a
would
very
probably
entertaining show.
I would be Blanche, probably the slutty one.
Is that the
But
old mean one?
no, 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 no. That's Sophia. You talking about the little tiny one?
Yeah,
That's Sophia. She's my homegirl too. Um, they're all dead except for Betty White.
I did not know that.
Yes, they're all dead except for Betty White, who is just a precious, precious, precious being. She's so hilarious. I think if 2020 were to really want to kick us all in the dick, it would take Betty White. But I don't see. I don't. I just keep my
Her
fingers crossed.
Morgan Freeman.
Yes, I'll just keep my fingers crossed though that Betty White makes it through 2020. But yes, number four, Mount Rushmore, the Golden Girls.
No
Kid watch.
problem with. I have no problem with the Golden Girls. I actually generally lean towards like real TV shows with a studio audience usually. However, none of mine actually have studio audiences. Oddly, my number four. Some people may not like it. Me personally, I love it, and I know that you love it. The Office.
It's a good one.
It's I have literally watched it in its entirety at least four times. Like I watched the entire show at least four times, starting from episode one all the way to the end. My most recent time it was like probably 2 months ago, and I'd come home
Mhm.
every day and just watch like 6, 7 episodes. It was really good when I was on a reduced schedule and I was off those days. Cause man, I would be binge watching the shit out of it. It's so funny. A lot of people
It
think it's
is.
really boring, but no, you have to just sit and watch it. It's actually
Like the first
hilarious.
episode, the pilot episode, which I don't care what anybody says, the pilot episodes of every TV show
It's
that kind
terrible.
of stuff. They all do.
They
You
do.
have to kind of push forward.
Hmm.
Um, but and I love The Office, but I'm gonna tell you something. I haven't seen them all. I haven't seen half of them.
You gotta
My
see all of
14
them.
year old my 14-year-old daughter has will binge the shit out of that show. She's seen almost every episode.
It's funny. It's great. There's a lot of quotables. The cast is very memorable, and I think the cast is perfect. Every person that is on that
It
show,
really is.
it's like
Steve Carell has the
he is.
stupidest face when he wants to have the stupidest face, and he is so perfect.
What I'm saying, he plays like every person, like from Steve Carell
John
to Jenna
Krasinski.
Fisher to John
Hmm.
Krasinski to Raymer. What's his name? Rain Wilson.
Hmm.
Like all of them like play their parts all equally well. Like I couldn't see them playing another part because they
No,
all do what they do. Even Angela's character, which I think her real name is Angela too. Like they all and the Kevin guy, like they all play their parts so well. So I mean, like I love that show. It's so funny, and that's my fourth favorite show, number four.
not mad at it. Not mad at it. All right. My number three now does not have a studio audience. However, it's one I highly recommend to just about anybody that, has a living, breathing soul. American Horror Story.
Uh,
Notably, notably, season
uh,
three.
uh,
You listen,
uh,
that show is so it's it's brilliant. And I'll tell you why. Because now I've got seasons that weren't the greatest, that weren't my favorite. There's this last season, I couldn't even make it past like the third episode. But what's brilliant about that show is when you start with season one and you get through it, and it's amazing. You go to season two, you've got the same fucking people that played in all the episodes of season one, except Dylan McDermott. But here they are in season two. It's a totally different story. It's totally different characters, but it's the same people. And then you go to season three. Again, totally different storyline, set in a totally different time, different state, different everything. Same people are playing different characters. It's brilliant. It's this, oh my God. And it will literally catch your attention and it will hold you. It'll hold your attention the whole time. And what's so much fun about it is every season you're looking at different characters, even if they're small parts. You're like, oh, wait a minute, that motherfucker was in season one, or that bitch was in season two, and here it is, season four or season five. But they all tie in together. The seasons actually all tie in together, and it's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
Hmm.
You should give it a try. You should give it a try.
See, I have though. I haven't watched it from the beginning, but
What season
I
though?
went. I see. I don't know that. I went over to a girl's house one time, and we was hanging out, and she had it on, and I watched it, and I was just looking like,
Did you watch
huh.
it, or were you more or less worried about what was going to happen with her? Did you really
No, no,
pay
no, no,
attention?
no, 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 no. No, we watched it because we were discussing it together. Because I kept asking questions. Because you know me,
Hmm.
I like to ask questions. You're gonna hate me at the movies usually, but anyway.
If you
Uh,
well, if you were asking questions and no, you weren't watching season one. Season one
there
is called
was.
Murder.
I think there was like a witch.
That's Coven. That's my favorite season ever.
Yeah,
You've
it was
got
like a.
season one, Murder House. You've got season two, which was Asylum. You've got season three, which was Coven. You've got season four, which was Freak Show. Season five was the hotel one. That one had Lady Gaga in it. And then
Uh,
you had season six, which I think was Roanoke. That one had Cuba Gooding Jr. in it and Angela Bass. Oh, you've got all these, and the cast. It's an all-star cast every time. And then you've got the Apocalypse, and
hmm.
then you've got this last one, which was shit. It was set in the 80s at a camp, and it was about some kind of psycho slasher. But mm, it's just so different, but it all ties together.
I just
And
want you
it's
to know,
premise of the
like,
show is
if I was in your vicinity right now, I would be yawning and taking my hand and like smacking it off my lips.
then
'Cause
I really I regret that you're not, so I could like smack you in the jaw.
I've never been able to get into it. It's just not my kind of thing. I'm not saying it's trash, but I just can't get into it. You know me, I like cartoons and shit.
I know, but
My
and you're
top three
also
are,
lame as fuck if you can't get into American Horror Story.
well, I think popular authors would disagree, but you know, who am
Just
I? So I'm gonna before I proceed with my number three, I had to give my honorable mention because I do have an honorable mention, and
mm-hmm.
I won't go into any detail on it. I'm just gonna say it. And my honorable mention is The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. That is
Okay.
honorable mention.
Not mad at that one.
My number three is a cartoon, just like my other two are. My number three favorite TV show is The Regular Show. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It came on Cartoon
Yes.
Network.
Yeah.
Me and my friends would sit at home and just watch episodes of it and laugh our asses
And
off.
y'all were probably the only ones too.
I disagree. That a lot of people actually say that that's one of Cartoon Network's best shows ever made. It's like up there. Like the actually, but see, it's hard to trust that list because they said Dexter's Laboratory was the best show ever made by Cartoon Network. This is some bullshit because I don't think it was. I like Courage the Cowardly Dog better than Dexter's Laboratory. But I digress. The Regular Show is my favorite cartoon that Cartoon Network has ever produced, and I stand on that. It is. I'm not counting Tsunami or anything, but yeah, the regular show's funny, man. It's innuendos. It's it has a lot of quotables. There's a lot of things that you can do on there on that show that they do on that show that you can mimic in real life. It's just really cool. I love it. I love it.
Mm, blech.
I think you would like it. It's one of those things, kind of like you telling me with the American Horror Story, where you just have to sit down and watch it because it is so funny. But again, it may not be your type of humor because me and my friends laugh at the way people say stuff, people's faces when they say stuff, when they get mad, how mad they get, punch sounds. I mean, we just laugh at dumb shit. So I mean, like, as you'll probably be able to tell by my top two, but
Right.
you know. Anyway, that's my number three, the regular show.
Uh, I mean, I'm not gonna knock it. I'm just. Ugh. Anyway, so my number two, and let me just throw in a quick disclaimer. have we not already done the Mount Rushmore of cartoons? Have we done old cartoons or have we also done cartoons?
No, we just did old cartoons.
We did old cartoons. Okay. So my number two is Family Guy. Now,
What?
most people think,
What?
listen, this was a hard decision because because my number one and my number two both mean so much to me. I can't put one or the other as an honorable mention.
I
I
swear to God, Ashley.
listen to me. Listen to me. My number one is it's got a studio audience, okay? And number two, my number two, Family Guy, I can binge the fuck out of that show. Anytime, any place, I can quote it. I can quote it so much. People, that's probably why me and you are still single because we are those people that walk around quoting Family Guy, and people are probably thinking, God damn, how old are they? I don't give a fuck. I just couldn't see myself putting my number two or my number one in an honorable mention. I think let me let me rephrase it. I have a 1A and a 1B.
Okay, that's
I
better.
can't really have a number two because mine my number two and my number one are just about on the same level as far as how my love for the show, and they're completely opposite. I don't need to go into the reasons why I love Family Guy. We talk about it. I'll kiss your whole ass if I don't go back on these podcasts and we don't mention Family Guy on one of them. We have just, I think, on every single one of them. But I can't put it in an honorable mention because to me, that's lower than number two. So yeah, I don't need to go into the reasons why I love Family Guy. Number two, Family Guy.
Your number
You,
one better be fucking Flames.
you probably never even watched a single episode. And I know you're gonna trash me when I say it. But you know what? I don't care. I'll say it proudly. Anyway, moving
Okay.
on.
My number two, I need you to answer a question for me, Ashley.
Hmm.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Who's absorbent and yellow and porous is he?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
If nautical nonsense be something you wish,
SpongeBob SquarePants.
then drop on the deck and flop like a fish.
Do you
Number two,
know? Do you know what me and Emma ate the other night?
the Krabby Patties.
Salad.
Oh, a salad. SpongeBob SquarePants is the best show that Nickelodeon has ever produced.
Well, I disagree with that. I love SpongeBob.
SpongeBob is the best show that Nickelodeon has produced. It's
No,
easily
no, it's not.
it is. It is
Lady
by a
Ren
mile.
and
It is
Ren and
by
Stimpy.
it is by a mile better than Ren and Stimpy.
You got Ren and Stimpy. You got Doug. You got Rocco's Modern Life.
None
Fucking
of them are
Pants
fuck.
and your
Keep,
shorts.
keep on naming them. None of them fuck with a baby picture of SpongeBob SquarePants. They not even in the same tier.
Still, my favorite. I know this is your list, but my favorite episode of SpongeBob of all time is the bad breath episode
I mean,
where
there's
him
like
and Patrick ate the old peanut ketchup onion sundaes
I'm telling you,
and went around killing half of Bikini Bottom because their breath stunk so bad, but they didn't know it because Patrick don't have a nose.
right?
That is my favorite episode of all time.
There are so many iconic episodes on that show. Like so many. Like I remember one time me and our RN friend that used to work with us, we
Hmm.
sat down and we were like naming our top 10 And after we got to 10, like there were still like 15 more that we had forgot about. I mean, and then there was probably more after that. There are just like, and that's the thing. There's so many good episodes. Like it's crazy. Like there are very few shows that have that many like top tier episodes, which is
Hmm.
exactly why it's the best show that Nickelodeon has ever produced. Because a lot of their great shows that they have, none of them have a lot of great episodes. Like some of them have like really, really, really bad ones. There are, I mean, except for the newer ones. But in its time, overall, SpongeBob easily is the greatest show that Nickelodeon has ever produced. And I mean like Nickelodeon, I mean Nick at Night, I mean Teen Nick. Nothing is fucking with SpongeBob. As a matter of fact, if SpongeBob did not exist, nobody, it wouldn't even be a question on who was better as far as Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. I still think Cartoon Network's better, but I'm saying like it wouldn't even be like you couldn't even make the discussion if SpongeBob was like on Disney or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
SpongeBob.
I can't knock that because I like SpongeBob too. So
All right, let's get this over with. I just want you. I'm gonna beat my desk uncontrollably if yours is trash.
I don't even care. I love it so much. And the quotable moments in Family Guy, there are plenty, but there is no comparison to the quotable moments from my number one syndicated television show, studio audience, 10 years solid Friends.
Are you fucking serious?
I am fucking serious.
Are you
Friends
actually? Are you
is
actually serious?
so damn funny.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
That's one of the most overrated shows.
No, it's so damn funny.
You hold on
There's
and
so many moments.
hold on, hold on, hold on,
It's so
hold on.
damn
Did you just say out of your mouth that Family Guy has a bunch of quotables, but it doesn't have near
funny.
as many quotables as Friends?
It really doesn't.
That has to be the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard you say. You just
And the thing is,
disrespected.
there's so many quotable moments that people know that from each character in the show. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I couldn't put this one or Family Guy in either one in an honorable mention. Friends is my 1A. Family Guy is my 1B. Okay?
Ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
This show is so damn
Shitty.
good. So funny.
No, it's
I
not.
just I just can't even with you.
You know a
I just,
better show, and it's none of them are in my Mount Rushmore. But do you know what a better show is than Friends? That's kind of like that with a studio audience.
what?
That 70 show is
I
way better.
love that. If I had an honorable mention, I would put that 70 show in it.
That
Oh,
70 show is better than Friends. I can name at least 5 shows right now that I would prefer over Friends. And they like I like Always Sunny in Philadelphia better than that. It's just it's not good. It's not good. Not good at all. Friends, no.
just you're not good at all. Just shut up.
You know what? Friends is like I can't even think. Friends is like the crystals of TV shows. Oh, I said it.
How dare you?
It is crystals. Overhyped, overhyped,
Friends is
and
at
a knockoff
least
too.
Friends is at least Chick-fil-A.
That how dare you disrespect Chick-fil-A like that? How dare you? No, they're not Chick-fil-A at all. There ain't even Popeyes.
Oh, stop.
Friends is gas station chicken.
Friends is so fucking funny.
No, you had and the fact that I don't look when me and you have conversations, you never quote Friends. Never.
Because you wouldn't understand.
You've never recommended that I've watched Friends. You've never,
Too. As a
you
matter of fact,
barely
I
even
knew when
mentioned it.
I knew when I said my number one that you were going to give me shit
I
because
have to.
you've given me shit before in the past, long before this podcast was even dreamt up.
I
You've
just
given me shit before in the
now listen.
past.
I don't
Shitty
think
influence.
it's a bad show. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's a bad show. However, it's not number one on a. It's definitely my outrage doesn't come because it's on your list. If you had it on your list at 4, 3, even 2, I wouldn't be upset.
It's because it's above Family Guy.
Absolutely, it is. By the way, if you were curious, that's my number one is Family Guy. But how dare you? How dare you? You
And
have
see,
you
when I was
should be
debating,
banned.
when I was waging war with my inner self about my number one and number two, I think mainly Friends inched forward in the running just because I knew it was going to piss you off.
I,
That hurt my decision.
so you saying that Friends was number 4, but you put it at number 1.
No, Friends and Family. It was between Friends and Family Guy is number one and number two. But what kind of what there's a little bit of influence went with it, and that was just simply the fact that it was going to piss you off. I was like,
So
okay.
I did this to myself then. I
Like I love both shows just about equally, but I
no,
had to say it. I had to say it to piss
just
you off.
about is anything that you say that isn't Family Guy is better than Friends pisses me off because there's no way Friends. That's not like, bro. That is not. Ah, like I just,
Oh,
I really, I'm looking at the light every time I talk while I'm doing this on my microphone, and it's hit the red every time when I talk because of how mad and how loud I've got. Like, I can't believe that you put Friends over Family of all the shows,
no.
and it's not a bad show. Fresh
And
Prince of Bel-Air is better than Friends, though.
to be honest, I was like, oh, but I binge on Family Guy so much more. Family Guy is just one of those that even if it's a shitty episode, it's still funny. It's still good. You
They
still
don't
watch.
miss.
But then I was like, oh, but that'll just piss him off. So
Oh my
yeah,
god,
let me go ahead and say it's my 1A.
it's your one B. If you just picked it just because it pissed me off, then I know that you didn't mean it. I'm hurt by that. I'm just gonna briefly talk about the greatest show ever made, real quick. So, Family
Oh,
Guy is my number one. Family Guy is because it has a lot of quotables, a lot of funny things, a lot of good memory. It actually put people on the pop culture. There's a lot of songs that I've never heard before that are really old. Like
not to
I've,
mention it's so fucking politically
oh my gosh,
it, incorrect is not even a word to describe
right?
it. Do it
It's
justice.
listen,
It's
it's
just so politically offensive.
It's so offensive. There's
Oh,
fucking racism on that show. There's pedophilia on that show. There's murder on that show. There's everything on that dark humor. It has to easily be. And it
piss,
offends
shit,
it
vomit, sex. It's
right.
everything.
It like there's literally very few topics that it hasn't covered.
No.
Like and I can watch every episode of it and laugh at least once. Oh, excuse me, or twice on every episode.
I
And I mean like a hard laugh.
I think our favorite episode, I think we have the same favorite episode, Into Fat Air is
I
my favorite.
like that. I can't even say I have a favorite though, because I have so many. Like I like I've been watching like here recently. I've been watching some of the earlier seasons because I usually when I start watching them, I start watching from like season.
I've been on season 4.
I was on season 4 today too, and they had a skit on there where it was the one where they were it was the one where Peter and Lois like got high and started going out and performing, and
And they're singing at the end.
yes, and they're like, ah, ah. But there's a skit on there that they do, a cutaway on there that they do, where he was like, I'm gonna be making more money than when I had those mice in the basement. And I like put it on my Snapchat story. Like I put it on my Snapchat story. And he went down there and he was like, I need the rent or whatever. And he was
Just
like
give me a week,
Mexican.
Mr. Griffin. Just give me a week. I'll pay you double.
He's up for
Or
double. Perhaps we
perhaps
can work something
work
out.
something out. She
No,
starts
Peter, that
over.
might be love it. Then she starts taking her damn shirt off, and he goes, "Yeah, that's hilarious."
Oh,
They were
God.
at that earlier in the episode. They all went to a sex store, and Joe was sitting down in his wheelchair and looking at the sex dolls. And he was like, Cleveland was like, "What's wrong, Joe?" And he was like, "All these dolls looked oddly surprised." And then he started like saying, like, "Whoa, you have never seen a cripple?" And he said, "They're polyurethane sex toys, Joe. They're not capable of judgment. And even if they were, who cares? They're whores." And I was like, "That's so funny." Like that show is just great, top to bottom, and it's still running too. Like, and again, that's another show that just has so many iconic episodes that I can't like. People just don't really appreciate Family Guy for what it was, for what it is, because it's still going, and it's
And
easily one
people
of the greatest.
appreciate Seth MacFarlane. Oh my God, he is so damn funny. He is
Oh,
funny. The man can the creator.
oh
He is
yeah, Seth
so.
MacFarlane. Yeah.
If you've never sat and watched a Comedy Central roast where he was the roast master, it could just be him. You can take everybody else off the stage. You can take the whole dais off the stage. All he needs to do is just stand up there and fucking roast somebody. He
Listen,
can sing. He's he's just, oh my God, he's so funny. Have you ever seen A Thousand Ways to Die in the West? Or is A Million Ways to Die in the West? Whatever. Have you
mm,
seen that movie that he was
mm,
in?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't, and I'm gonna be
Oh my
honest.
God.
A lot of people said that they gave away all the funny jokes in the they gave away all the funny jokes in the beginning and or in the trailer, so it wasn't really funny.
No, those
But
people can fuck right off. Listen, it starts off so offensive. I remember me and my friends Shannon and Wesley, we went to see it on opening night, and I swear to God, 15 minutes after the fucking movie started, people were still getting up and walking out. And the three of us were sitting there laughing our asses off. It is so funny. You're just, you're going to have to watch it. You are going to have to watch it.
I mean,
It's an experience. It's fucking hilarious.
I probably will at some point. My favorite thing that he's ever done is definitely Ted and Ted 2.
Ted was Ted was good, but I'm telling you, you gotta watch that other one.
I'll have to.
Oh
But
my God,
then,
it's fucking hilarious.
but we could talk about this all day. But I suggest we probably move on to topic number 2.
Yes.
So we're gonna talk about 5 pet peeves that we have. And I'll go first on this one. I think one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate when people are chewing gum and they take the gum out of their mouth and they stick it on the lid of their cup while they drink. It's the nastiest shit.
How many times have you ever seen me do that?
I feel like I have, but really, my friend Bone does it a lot, and it's so fucking gross. I fucking hate it.
I haven't done it in a long time, but I used to be the world's worst about
Oh,
that.
I
Especially like if
fucking
I had like a drink cup from like Sonic or something with a big lid.
oh my
I
gosh.
stick it on there.
The gum looks like shriveled up pussy when it's like it looks so gross, bro. I just fucking I hate it.
Understandable. Understandable. Okay, moving on. So I've been going back and forth with these pet peeves. I know we had said that they were pertaining to us, but mine are actually a mixture. I have pet peeves that pertain to me, pet peeves about myself, and then I have pet peeves about other people,
Sure.
just society in general. So I think my number one pet peeve, well, like the top of my list, it's not really my number one, but the top of my list is I I have too big of a fear of rejection to put myself out there. And I hate that about me. I've been working on it. It's no use. It's not getting any better. I need to stop.
I think one of the biggest ways to like I deal with rejection is usually I just send them shit on Facebook, and if they don't respond, then it's cool. Like I like to get I don't mind getting rejected in private. It's just when people try to make a theater out of it that's a problem with me. Like when I'm at the club, I'll never like try to hop on no girl because I don't want her to try to like curve me in front of everybody. Like that shit is embarrassing. Or like go on somebody's status. Like if a girl puts like uh you know to be honest, brutal replies, put a dot and I'll comment under it. Like or if it's like would I date you or not or whatever and they put like I just can't be rejected in public because women, and I would probably say for you men, do the most when they try to embarrass the shit out of you when they reject you. Oops.
Yeah, like I don't do anybody's, to be honest, on Facebook unless I know and I'm expecting a smart ass remark, like it's a really good friend of mine or something. But
Hmm.
then there's, I just don't put myself out there at all because I don't want the rejection. I've had rejection before. I don't like it. Doesn't sit well with me. So I just
Right.
don't do anything. And the thing is, you don't know until you try. I've had so many people tell me, "Well, you just need to talk. You need to talk to this person. You talk to him. You need to, if they reject you, at least you'll know and you can move on." No,
That is
I don't
true.
even want. I don't even want to do that.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I know, but in me, I have insecurity issues. It's so
Yeah,
deep rooted in me. It's like I don't even want to shoot my shot half the time.
I feel you.
And a lot of it has to deal with dudes that I have dealt with that say one thing and then they do something else, or they say one thing and then they just, I don't know, stop talking, just ghost you. It's like, whatever. I I just don't deal with rejection very well, so therefore I don't put myself in a position to get rejected, and I need to. I think it would be better for me. I think it would be good for me. It
Right.
will, in a sense, I
Hmm.
would at least be able to get a thicker skin and a bigger, a stronger backbone if I put myself out there more. And that's a pet peeve about myself I hate, is that I'm too scared to do that.
Okay. Well, my second pet peeve is I strongly dislike people who act like they're better than someone else because of something. Like whether it be like because of how much money they make, because of skin color, because of where
What
they
they drive,
grew up, what
they
school
wear.
they go to, what car they drive, what job they have, whatever the case may be. I don't like people who are condescending at all.
Hey, I totally with you on that one.
I hate that. Or because of sexual orientation, that too. Sorry. Or religion. Yeah. Those are the bigger ones. So,
Yeah, I feel
yes.
you. Hmm. My next one, texting in acronyms. Fuck, stop. If anybody listening does it, fucking stop. You lazy piece of shit. How easy are you? Instead of typing okay, you type K. Well, potassium to you too, motherfucker.
I
Or
don't like
if
being K'd
you,
either.
oh, I don't either. But if you hit me up, and I'm telling you, and this is why I've ghosted so many people, because it's so off-putting. If you text me WYD,
Oh my gosh, I love to do that though. I
and
love texting in
no,
acronyms.
I'm going to take it a step further. So when I get a WYD text, okay, it kind of makes me grind my teeth, but whatever. I'll say, either working, or I'll say not much, what you up to, and I will type it out. And then I'll get back HRU, like the
I
letter
don't
U.
do that. No, I'm not
If
doing
you're
that.
just constantly texting and acronyms, it's like, just quit.
I mean, like, look, I like texting
Say
in acronyms.
it. Just type it out.
I love saying it. Sometimes it's cooler just to put,
NVM.
WYD or
It's hard.
Sometimes I'll type never mind out. I don't use all acronyms, but I do hit me up. I say I do WID. I definitely do LOL.
Mm-mm.
I do what else do I do?
I will do
I,
LOL at the end of an actual proper sentence.
I do
Oh,
OML.
is
I like doing OML
OML.
all my life.
I don't even see. I don't even know what that one means.
It's it's kind of like saying on everything on God. Like I say, sometimes you can just say on my life. Sometimes I don't want to type on God out or no cap or facts. I just type OML. I mean, I just like sometimes people like when they do the YOLOs, they do SU for slide up too.
See, I don't even know what that means. Just say, just say the words. Just type them out. It don't take but 10 seconds extra, if that.
I
Just
don't mind to do.
yeah.
I don't have a problem with somebody that do. I just don't. I have a problem with people who do it for every word of the text.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just every other word it's fucking acronyms. One of these days, somebody's gonna piss me off to the point where I have a full conversation. I will write it the fuck down, and then I'm gonna go through and pick out the first letter of every goddamn word, and I'm gonna put it in a paragraph, and then put a question mark at the end, and I'm gonna give them 10 years to crack that fucking code.
Oh, go
Just
ahead, man.
type your shit out. The end. Moving onward.
Okay. Well, my number three is biggest pet peeve. I really hate this. I hate when people like explain their side of an argument and then like they just walk away and don't give you a chance to explain your side. That pisses me the fuck off.
Oh, it
Like
wouldn't do.
if I'm arguing with you, like one time me and my ex was arguing and I said something to her and she said, I wish you would just get the fuck over it and just walked out. Bro, I almost got up and just left. And I should have. I sat there like, I know this nigga didn't. And she wasn't even black. I know this nigga didn't just walk away from me. Like I was mad. If I was flabbergasted. I fucking hate it.
I
I
don't
hate
blame
it.
you.
I hate
Yeah, it would piss me off. But I would just chalk that up to somebody that doesn't have the intellectual capacity to stand there and listen to my side of shit.
it. Well, I mean, at that point, I'm like, they try to come
I
back, and I'm like, I'm
that's,
done
that's
arguing.
that's how I would comfort myself.
I just be like,
Anyway,
when they try to come back, spin the block, I'm like, hey, I'm done arguing, bro. I'm done. I can't do it no more. If you gonna walk off, and what I have to say obviously isn't important to you. For real, that should be pissing me off. It pisses me off, actually. Like,
I
I'll break up with somebody over that shit.
I don't blame you. I would too. So moving onward. We ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay. My next pet peeve is okay. I've I've talked about it before very passionately. I won't go that much into it, but it is a pet peeve of mine. It's something I really fucking hate. The whole world knows I hate it. It's still a pet peeve. It will always be a pet peeve. So I'm going to say it one more time. Fuck boys. You are a pet peeve of mine. I got one Snapchatting me right now that I'm ignoring the hell out of.
Mm.
Just stop. Just just stop it. Go away, you shoot.
Wait, wait, you.
Wait. But yeah, not don't really need to go into it. Everybody that knows me and they know how I feel about that. You're a fucking pet peeve. You're a fuck boy. You're a piece of shit.
Hey, real quick, I had to get close to the mic so you can hear me. What kind of quote was that we just did?
Friends.
That was not friends.
Family Guy. That's
I
Stewie, by the way.
I was just wondering. Okay. Okay. My number four, one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate when people ride my ass while I'm driving. That pisses me off. Get
That's
off
the
my
only time.
ass.
That's the only time he hates when people writes his ass.
Negative. I don't like anybody doing. But get off my bumper, my nigga. Like, why are you so close to me? Get off of me. I fucking pisses me off, bro. And just go around me, or I mean, you ain't got to go nowhere that damn bad. Shit, slow the fuck down, bitch ass nigga.
I was on my way back from my parents' house earlier today, and I had a Alcorn County Sheriff's deputy uh practically licking the ass end of my car, and I was going 55, actually 10 miles faster than the speed limit, and he was still like riding my bumper so close that I couldn't see his headlights.
Right,
And
and
I'm
but it
like, go ahead, run my tag, motherfucker. Pull me over. I don't give a fuck. I'm
like you
like a
ain't gotta
mile
get that close to
behind.
run. You ain't gotta get that close to run your tag though. Like get the
I
like why is
like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know what he was trying to do. Spook me into
right
speeding up, getting a I kept my shit where it was. I sipped on my loaded tea. I kept my music cranked up, and he could fuck the hell off. And
exactly. Why are you sniffing? Why is he sniffing your intestine? Like he don't have to be that close.
that's I mean, that's how close he was running. I'm like, y'all know y'all have, dash cams and shit on that. Surely to God, you know, they can see you riding my ass for no reason.
Facts. So
But I'm like, go ahead and pull me the fuck over. You're a fucking sheriff's deputy out here in damn Rains, Mississippi. If I ain't doing nothing wrong, I'm not pulling over till I get to my apartment.
oh
So
god.
fuck off.
Okay. What's your number four?
My number four is another one pertaining to me, a pet peeve that I have about myself. I I tend to see the glass as half empty too much.
So you pessimistic.
Here lately, which and I haven't, I'm not going to go into why, but life has kind of kicked me in the dick repeatedly lately.
Mm,
Um, but and I haven't had really shitty luck like that in a very long time. But when I do, I tend to see the glass as half empty, and I need to stop.
you definitely do because if you keep looking at the glass half empty, you're gonna be left in a puddle to squirm.
What? That's so cringy.
I be thinking like of a bunch of ideas for a t-shirt, and squirm is definitely going on a t-shirt.
Is a peach of fruit is what needs to go on a t-shirt.
Oh, that's I'm gonna have like 8 different t-shirts, but that's definitely gonna be one that's gonna to watch you squirm.
That's just ugh, it sounds so gross coming
Just
from
makes
you.
just make your pussy bone tingle, doesn't it?
No, it makes my pussy jump off my body and run away. Like a dog, like "Woo, woo,
Hilarious. Well, I will
woo." Okay.
tell you my number five, and this is another one that really pisses me off. I will stop fucking with you forever. If we are in an argument and you hang up on me, over. Don't even call me back. You getting broke up with. Or you gotta run the fade. No, no, we're not. I'm not fighting nobody over that. But I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna be mad. It pisses me off, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't even have the decency.
I hear you.
You hang up on me, it's pretty much like you're spitting on me. So, you feel me? You saying I ain't shit.
No, I don't. Sorry for everybody that hears me opening and closing my door. Um, no, I totally get that. To me, I've been hung up on before.
Right.
There again, it goes back with if you walk away in the middle of an argument, I'm just going to assume you're too fucking stupid to listen to my side of things. I just assume you're too fucking stupid to listen to my side of things. Therefore, you hang up on me.
Here's the funny
If it
thing about
hurts
that
me,
too.
it's a pussy ass move.
Here's the funny thing about that too. There was a girl that hung up on me one time, and she called me back like 3 minutes later, and I didn't answer. She's like, "Answer the fucking phone." I was
No,
like,
you hang
"You hung up on me."
the phone.
Like, you hung up on me. Why the fuck would I answer the phone? You didn't want to talk no more, obviously.
Exactly. You hang up on me. Yeah, if you hang up on me, you don't get to tell me to pick up the phone.
Right. I was like, you
Yeah,
better chill
you don't
out.
get to do that.
You better chill out, puss ass nigga.
You pan. I
Right.
say that in acronyms because
Pant.
I can't say that.
All right. Well, what's your number five, ma'am?
All right. Women, ladies, bitches, hoes.
Prostitutes and prostitutes.
For the love of B. Arthur, for the love of everything good and green on this earth, blend your eyeshadow. Blend your makeup. That is my last pet peeve for the day.
I have nothing to say.
When you put your eyeshadow on and it looks like it was put on, applied with a stamp, I want to walk up to you in public. I don't even have to know you. And I want to lick my thumb and smush it across your eyeshadow, across your eyelids, and smear that shit off. I want to take a brush out of my pocket. I want to say, stop. Come here, woman I don't know. Let me blend this shit for you. You'll thank me later. I want to go up to women who stop their makeup at their jawline so then their neck is a totally different shade than their face. And I want to take my hands and rub it all down their neck. I just, and I get that some people don't really know how to do makeup, but learn, please, fucking learn. That's all
For
I have to
real.
say. That is all I have to say.
Okay. Well then, shall we move on to topic number tres?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, the third and final topic. Three deep questions.
That sounded gross, too.
Yes. We can get all up in that pussy. So, um, I think you started the last one, so I'll start this one then. My questions are very deep and probably will require a lot of thought and conversation. So, Ashley, and I'm not going to do any talking. I'm just going to let you answer.
Okay.
Ashley, question number one.
Mm-hmm.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. What single event had the biggest impact on who you are?
Mm.
Start the clock. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Oh, good Lord. Um, there's so many events in my life that have helped to mold who I am now. Um, but I think the one that has had the biggest impact on me is my laying eyes on my child for the first time. Because I'll tell you, my daughter was born at 5:05 p.m. I did not lay eyes on my child till after midnight that night because I
Mm.
was under such heavy sedation. And when I I woke up, fully woke up, alert, because they ended up having to put me under anesthesia. I couldn't be awake for my C-section. It didn't take. The epidural didn't take. Um when I woke up fully alert, it was like 11:45, 11:50. And I was like, okay, I'm in here, I'm in this room. Where's my baby? Where's she at? And so even though it was so late, they got me in a wheelchair and they took me to the nursery and there were like five other babies in there. And Emma was the very first one in the very first warming crib right by the door. I remember I wheeled past her and I was like, which one is she? And then the nursery lady was like, that's her right there. I remember, and I turned and my husband at the time he pushed my chair, he pulled my chair back so I get eye level with her. And I just can't really describe that moment where I was awake, I was alert, and I was really getting to look at her for the first time.
Mm,
That's what's impacted my life the most. It's
okay.
what keeps me trying to bust my ass every day to raise her, to provide for her, to get across to her that you really don't need anybody to rely on except yourself.
Mm,
If you work hard, you know. That's it.
beautiful. Okay. Hey, and shout out to the realest living, man.
Oh yeah, she thinks you don't even remember what she looks like anymore.
I do. I love her and I miss her and I'm gonna have to come see you. I need to get
Um,
I need to.
you know where we live.
I do.
But anyway, moving onward. TJ, question number one. If you could
Hmm.
change one thing about yourself, what would it be and why?
Aside from what we talked about before the podcast started, um, if I could change one thing about myself, I would just, I would just wish that I wasn't so lazy because I'm so lazy. I'm really lazy. Now I procrastinate. I get my work done when I need to. I
Right.
just stress myself out procrastinating and do it at the last minute, but I go above and beyond when I do it, but I'm just so lazy.
So you'd rather you wish you were more of a go-getter.
No, I'm still a go-getter. I wish that I just didn't like or maybe I think procrastination is kind of like laziness. I mean, I
Yeah,
kind of just
it
I mean,
is.
I just most of the time when I should be doing something or when I can do something, I opt to wait to the last minute.
Mhm.
Like sleep just sounds so good right now. Let me just sleep.
Mhm.
And sometimes, like I know specifically with my YouTube channel, there's been times where I'm supposed to come home and make a video, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just take a nap and I'll just stay up all night making it, and then I'll wake up from the nap and still not do it because I'll be watching TV. I mean, it's just crazy. And I'll admit, even when I'm at work, I feel like I'm one of the most lazy people there, and I hate it. I mean, the only reason why people
When
don't
I was
like
still working there, it wasn't just you.
no, for sure. But I feel like one of the only reasons that people you have me on speaker. I hear like an
Yeah,
echo. I hear like an echo. Can't hear my voice. I'm sorry.
you sound
Um,
fine on.
I could just hear myself. Anyway, sorry. We're gonna cut that out. But anyway, I feel like the only reason why a lot of people don't give me flack at work for being lazy is because I'm so willing to help when people need me to help.
Mhm.
But other than that, I just really wish I could not I could not procrastinate so much. That would be one thing that I would change about me.
Fair enough. Gotcha.
All right. Ashley, this is a good one. Number two, what do you think is a common mistake that a lot of parents make that screws their kid up?
Oh, that's actually easy for me. When a parent refuses to let their child be who they are, you are screwing your child up.
Hmm.
Kids these days, and I don't like, I really don't even like to talk about it that much, but kids these days, they're killing themselves younger and younger.
Mm,
You have parents that force their children to live in the closet, or if they have children who feel that they were born the wrong gender in their mind. You
hmm.
have parents who would rather force the norm than sit and talk openly with your child or children about accepting others, accepting yourself, loving people for who they are, not what they are. You
Right.
know, a lot of parents refuse to accept anything but the norm because they feel they're protecting their children from ridicule, from bullying. But a lot of people, you know, that get through life and make it to adulthood and decide that, okay, well, now I'm going to dress like a woman. I'm going to identify as a woman because my family, was miserable my whole life. My family wouldn't accept it. They forced me to do this. They forced me to do that. It fucks with them, you know. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about, you know, sexual identity or,
I,
anything like that.
I hear
You
what you're
have
saying.
you have to be brave enough as a person and as a parent to talk to your children as, outside the norm.
I
You
hear
have
what
to
you're saying.
keep
I
your mind open. That way, your children feel that they can talk to you about stuff and they're not afraid to come to you with anything, you
so you're
know.
so what you're pretty much saying is that one of the biggest reasons why a lot of kids are screwed up is because parents force their views onto their children.
A lot of them, yes.
I 100% agree with that.
I mean, there's things that me as a parent that I would force on Emma, but I would never, as far as, how I'm raising her and, you know, guidelines and rules she needs to abide by and things like that. But as far as who she is,
Right.
she knows at the end of the day, I will love her no matter what. All I ask of her is to not bully others for the type of people they are. Not Don't bully others and go to college and get a degree in something that's going to pay you, you
Mm,
know, but be who you're going to be. Just be a productive member of society. Just don't grow up to be a piece of shit. Don't beat your kids, get a job, you know, work hard. But I
mm,
want her to know that no matter what, she has her mother. And a lot of children today don't feel like that what they go through or their internal, their turmoil, they can't go to their parents because it's not the norm.
right.
You're a boy, you have a crush on a boy, or you think you do, and you want to talk to somebody, but you can't talk to your parents because you're raised in the church, and God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, and you're terrified of disappointing your family, or you come out and you tell your family something and you get kicked out for it, or you get shunned or disowned. You can't do that. You have to be able to talk to your children
Right.
about things that even push the envelope for you.
Right. 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 I got you. Okay.
So,
All right.
TJ,
Yes. Yes.
has anybody ever said any one thing to you, positive or negative, that impacted your life? It's actually kind of the same as the first question you asked, or the second question you asked me. I think. Yeah.
Yes. It's just a little bit more specific. Really, I can't think of one off of the top of my head. Um, I think. Hmm.
And if you don't really know, you don't have to answer.
Okay. Actually, I do. I remember. Um, and it's not even. It's kind of comical, but really, when I heard it, it was so powerful to me. It's a skit by Dave Chappelle, and there is a terrible word that I'm about to say. So just two terrible words. So Dave Chappelle told a story one time and said he was working for Comedy Central, and they called him into the office because, and I'm not homophobic or racist, but they called him into the office because they said that Dave Chappelle was using the word faggot too much, right?
Hmm.
So um he told the lady, he was like, I mean, why is it that it's a problem and I can't say faggot, but it's not a problem when I say nigger. And
Mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle said, or they said, well, Dave, because you're not gay. And he looked at the lady and said, well, I'm not a nigger either. And when he said that, it just really clicked to me that, you know, because for so long I had assumed that like I was just like a nigga. And, my mom, I said that one time to my mom, my brother, like they said something about, I was like, something about my brother was like some kind of nigga. And my mom was like, you ain't no nigga. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I am. And I was like, no, you're not. You are an African American, a black male.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so ever since then, my whole mindset on it changed. Like, I honestly didn't try to buy into the hype. I actually used to think like, if you work hard and, you do all these things, then you can be successful, which is true. But I really didn't like look at it, you know, look from the point of where like there are instances where my race will inhibit me from doing certain things.
Right.
And so I got a lot of pride in my race because of that quote alone. And then my mother, of course. So
Mm-hmm.
I know I got a little serious on that end. So let me just break the tension by saying pussy.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
sphincter.
Sphincter. I'm gonna get real anal about this. Sphincter.
Family Guy.
All right. So my last and final deep question. Um, do you think that the present now is better than 50 years ago? And if you do or don't, why?
Hmm.
And I know you
Mm,
were alive 50 years ago.
yeah,
So
I
I mean,
was.
you can
Oh, I
speak
saw
from
some shit. Honestly, no. I think the present day is better, even though, and I say that because we have more advantages medically. We have we have Family Guy, damn it.
we do.
We have, you know, I just think I don't know, 50 years ago, I mean, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I do not want to touch on the race issue, but it was worse. It was worse. I
Well,
think it's kind of reverting back to that at the rate shit's going. And with all the rioting and the looting and the anger that's going through so many people right now. I don't think that part is much different from how bad it was years ago. But I think I think things are better now because we're more easily able to heal the sick. We're more
yeah.
easily able to stay in touch with what is going on in the world and what's going on in the country. And I
Well, I
I just
think
still think I would have made a shitty 50s person. I
oh, so
just
it was 50 years ago. So it would have been like the 70s. But I think one thing that I like about today is people are free to be whatever they want to be now. Like,
yes.
and the opportunities to be what you want to be are so much higher. And I
I,
feel like I mean, even back to when I was like a kid, like something as small as like interracial dating or
it was still
something like
taboo.
that. It was so bad, but it's gotten so much better now. Like, and being
Right.
gay back when I was growing up was like, oh my, like you don't want to be gay. Now people can come out and be gay and it's nothing. Like, it's like
I mean,
congratulations.
imagine being gay 50 years ago. Imagine being black and gay 50 years ago.
Imagine being a black gay woman 50 years ago.
I
That's just like
mean,
a triple whammy.
things now, I'm completely with you. Things now might not be the norm, but they're no longer taboo.
Yeah, and
You say taboo as in you just don't talk that way. You just don't talk about that kind of shit. Absolutely not. That's not how things are now. Now we do have, support for LGBTQ. We have gay couples, or same sex couples who can, who can openly adopt and,
get
you know,
married.
get
I mean,
married.
well,
And
and
then
then you have to think, it's gotten better in a lot of ways too. I mean, we had a woman that was running for president of the United States. I mean, we could possibly have a woman vice president. I mean,
and years
there's
ago, they never saw the
they couldn't
country
even
wouldn't
vote.
see the first black male president 50 years
Right.
ago.
I mean, there's so much. There's
And
just
our
an
generation did.
opportunity. There's an opportunity for so much. I mean, we've have women that are breaking barriers all over the place. I mean, like I just feel like, I mean there was remember the ALS ice bucket challenge to raise awareness.
Hmm.
I mean, there's so many good things in the world. I mean, everybody always focuses on the bad because it's easy to focus on the bad, but there's so many good and positive. I mean, there is like a way that I can connect with somebody who lives halfway across the country, halfway across the world. I can make friends with people who are halfway across the world, you know what I'm saying? I can build bonds with people through video games and
Now,
work
don't
and
get me wrong. I know the coronavirus exists. I know it's here. I know it's serious. However, I think a lot of the fear has come from the media overhyping a lot of stuff.
oh God, yes.
However, can you imagine today's pandemic 50 years ago, where we
Oh
didn't
God.
have as far of a reach to know what was going on in the world, where we didn't have even as many medicines for anything back then
Right.
as we do now. Can
Or
you
even
imagine the resources we would not have? The toilet paper, the disinfectants,
or
can
even
you
the ability to just look up the numbers
this
and the symptoms and
pandemic,
stuff.
right? Can you imagine this pandemic 50 years ago? I cannot. I
Mm-mm.
can't. Complete fucking chaos.
I agree. So yeah. Well, good answer. I think today the present is better as well. I think people who would say the 50s was better are just people who are stuck and they don't like change. But I love
Right.
change, except change in Walmart. I don't like that.
Don't get me fucking start. Anyway, don't get me started on that shit.
All
All right.
right, number three.
My last and final question to you.
All right.
If you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with your life?
Absolutely.
Good.
I
Good.
would. I would. I would. I have helped people. I have helped myself. I've made people laugh. I've made positive impact on people's life. Sure, there's a lot more that I want to do because I always strive for better and more. But
But you're satisfied so far with everything you've accomplished.
absolutely, I've got a
Hmm.
bachelor's degree. I've graduated from school. I have seen my mom cry and tell me that she is proud of me, and my dad has told me that he is proud of me. I've got to live with both sets of my grandparents, which is rare. you know,
Mhm.
it is rare. And I still have both sets of grandparents and uncles. I don't have any children. That would be a kind of a regret, but I could still die happy. You know,
Yeah.
I haven't been married yet either, but again, I could still die happy. I think I would love. I mean, I have everybody that I care about knows that I love them, and so I would. And I have a nice ass life insurance policy, so the people that I love would be getting paid, nigga. So hell yeah, like I think I'd be happy.
Okay. Well, good answer. That's all, folks.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the podcast.
Please don't talk like that. Ew.
If you enjoyed it,
Weird.
like,
No.
comment, subscribe.
And share, but don't listen to this. Don't listen to him.
Yes. Ooh.
It's just cringy.
Ooh. You got that pussy's looking mighty fine, baby.
Ew.
You know, be easy there, white chocolate. I wouldn't want you to melt. So if you enjoyed the
Buffy the
podcast,
White Girl Slayer.
yes, Buffy the White Girl's like hilarious. If you enjoyed the podcast, then you like the other nigga that was just on here said, be sure to like, comment. I've said the N word a lot on this podcast. My God.
Have you?
Okay, I really have. If you enjoyed what the other guy said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. You know what I'm saying? And send us some topics. I know we haven't really been consistent with the uploading here recently, but to that I say, fuck you.
I say you just hit the bell, wait on us, and you'll be the first to know when we do upload these podcasts. Sometimes life does get in the way, and we have to take a little time. We might miss a week, but we'll always come back at you. I
That's right.
think. I hope. So, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell. Any feedback, positive or negative, comment section belongs to you. You know the deal with that. I love you all. Thank you for the support. TJ likes you a fair amount because he's an asshole.
Yeah, damn right. And if you have a problem with it, nah, kill yours. All
Ignore
right.
him.
Please don't. Do not ignore me. And by the way, it's been a very long time since we said this, but all hail Wendy's pickles.
Fuck Wendy's pickles.
And by the way, I just want you to know that I actually said that Friends was equivalent to Chick-fil-A. So you can murder her at any point. This is the same girl that likes diet root beer. So
Y'all just all suck my ass.
please, and if you do, make sure you finger the pussy too, because that'll make her go crazy. Because that's a 1-2 punch that'll knock any girl out. So anyway, if you enjoyed the podcast, so dating in 2020 is hard.
How about them Titans today, huh?
Oh, gross.
You
No,
shut the fuck up.
I can't
Shut up.
say anything
Tighten
because
up. Tighten up. Thank you.
I can't say anything because my Chargers got beat by my brother's team, the Chiefs, today. So
And fuck both of them. Tighten up all the way. Derek
y'all,
motherfucking Henry.
y'all almost lost, but we're gonna just.
We almost did.
But
We
hey,
have
good. A win is a
game.
win.
God, he was like, we may as well just sit the fuck down. We're about to fucking lose. Oh my God. He was so damn mad. But anyway.
Well, you guys have a wonderful day. Y'all be blessed, and we'll holler at y'all on the next one. Ah.
Bye.